All right, let's see. There we are. Good evening, everybody. I hope everybody is doing well. Uh, Here we are. It is Sunday already. My goodness, the time is going fast. Unbelievably fast. Beautiful, gorgeous, just wonderful day down here today. I'm not going to lie. It was just incredibly nice and really happy to be able to be outside and be active and productive and get things done. So there's always something to do. There's always something to do. Uh, so, all right. Well, before we jump into anything, I just want to remind everybody that this is a very family friendly oriented channel. I would ask you to please be decent in the chat. No racism, no nastiness. Um, as long as we do that, we'll have a good time. We'll enjoy each other's company. If you cannot, those awesome people that you see lit up in blue with the blue wrenches, they will boot you out of here. So, because we are not going to have nastiness, it's just not necessary. There's enough of it in the world as there is. Okay, so, um, but oh, I'll tell you what. So I when I did my video earlier, I was like, was I think I was like, I'm not sure if I'm going to do another load of gravel or not. Well, I did. I will tell you what. I was definitely tired after that one. I'm tired now. I'll be honest with you. A lot of work, a lot of work, but it's looking so much better. Uh, I like seeing the progress, so that part of it makes it not. I wouldn't say fun. It's a lot of hard work, but it definitely, it definitely makes it. Seeing things getting the right direction is good. But I fixed the tent, both uh, got I'm going absolutely freaking blank here. Bruce and Johnson's tent's all squared away now, and so is Sandra's, and so they're restaked and they're not caving in now. Those winds, I'll tell you what, those winds were something else the other day. They were, you know, but you know, it was definitely a trip with that as windy as it was. I mean, it's windy here, but not normally like yesterday. But anyway, so I wanted to talk about people losing hope. A lot of people are in trouble. A lot of people are in trouble financially. It's a rough time for everybody. People are trying to keep their heads above water, and it's not a whole lot of fun. Not a whole lot of fun for a lot of people. There is a lot of stress. You know, I, when we watch, and like I said, I don't have television, so I don't watch the news per se. I see what gets posted on the internet and stuff like that. But what you see a lot of, okay, unfortunately, in society in general today, is a lot of negativity. A lot of negativity. You'll see that on a regular basis. And it's tough to watch that and see that. And, you know, people become, I think a lot of times when you see, well, there's an old saying, negativity breeds negativity. So if you're around negative people constantly, they bring you down. If you try to surround yourself with positive people, it definitely lifts you up. And I think that an important aspect that a lot of people don't think about. And very windy here in Pennsylvania today. Maybe you caught the winds from yesterday from here, but yeah, Mac said it snowballs. So, but if you, I, I guess maybe I don't want to say a hopeless romantic or an optimist. I'm more of an optimistic person. I like to believe that there's more good people out there than bad people. Now, unfortunately, we see in the mainstream media or in mainstream news media and stuff like that all the time. You see a lot of the negativity. You don't see a lot of the positivity and a lot of the good things that people actually are doing to help other people and those type of things. You just that's not what sells newspapers or grabs headlines. I mean, even here on YouTube. I mean, let's be honest. If I okay, I'll give you a great example. Great example. Okay, when I did a video, breaking news, right? And God, I can't even remember what the topic, what I was talking about. But I did a breaking news video. Tons of views on that video because, and it was unfortunately, it was something negative that had happened. And there's things that need to be talked about. We got to talk about things. There's the reality, you know, and but if it's negative, people will flock to it. They want to see what's going on. It's just like with celebrities, right? People love to lift up celebrities, put them up on this pedestal. In Hollywood, singers, all these type of folks, and then they love to tear them down. Love to tear them down. A great example is like Britney Spears was on top of the world for a long, long time, and then she had her mental breakdown and had some issues that she had to deal with and stuff like that. And they were all on her like white on rice. And that's a time, in my opinion, when somebody's going through some issues like that. Yeah, rubberneckers on the highway. Exactly, Mac. Oh, they can't get enough. They want to see what's going on. And it's like, come on, let's go. Get going, you know. But it's that type of thing. People love that. For whatever reason, I don't get it personally. I really truly don't. It I try to stay away from that if I can. You know what I mean? But it doesn't always, there's like I said again, there's things that have to be talked about. You look at the banking situation. Where's that going to lead? What's going to happen with that? And is it going to continue to get worse? You know, you have to pay attention to stuff like that because that's going to be something that's going to affect you directly, especially since most people, we all use a bank for the most part. Everybody, for the most part, has a checking account or they have, those type of things. Um, oh, I got to tell you guys, and it just putting it out here again. YouTube's back to playing major games. You know, it's amazing how it's amazing how they do what they do. But if you are not allowed any help. I don't know what you mean by that, James. I don't know what you meant. But anyway, a lot of people right now are financially struggling. You have a lot of foreclosures that are continuing to go on, that you're not hearing about. They're not talking about it on the mainstream news. That's not something that they want to put out there. That you have a tremendous rise in homelessness, and people think about. And this should never happen in the United States of America, in my opinion. This should never happen. There's going to be kids tonight that are going to go to bed hungry. Why? We have such an abundance of food in this country that there's no reason that you're supposed to go to bed. Anybody should be going to bed hungry. It blows me away. I did the video earlier today, and not a lot of people watch. I was talking about the California, and that's the thing. That's YouTube. That's YouTube. Not putting. Let me ask you guys this: did you guys get notification of my video that I put out earlier today? I'm just curious to see if that was actually the case or not, or if people just decided not to watch it. Some of you saying yes, some are saying no. Okay. Yeah, it's weird how they do. If you're subscribed to the channel and you have the bell notification hit, you should be getting the notifications. You know what I mean? Greg said I didn't get it until 7:45. Wow, because that video went up at 3 o'clock. That video went up at 3 o'clock. Yes, but I don't care about water in California. See, now I love that. Okay, it's great comment because and I'm not going to be picking on you. Okay, I'm not trying to pick on you, but I'm going to make a point using you as a point. You don't care about water in California. Well, when we, the U.S. gets a lot of our produce and a lot of our stuff is coming from California, from the farmers out there that are growing and doing all that type of stuff, you probably should care about the water in California. You probably should, because California on its own, and I've talked about this before. California on its own is the sixth largest economy in the world. In the world, think about that. Not in the United States, not in the sixth largest state for economy. No, the sixth largest economy on its own in the world. And I mean, and don't get me wrong, California has a laundry list of problems, just like New York has a laundry list of problems. Okay, any state that you go to, there's going to be issues, right? What did I get told when I moved? When I'm moving to West Virginia. Oh my God, it's the worst place to go. The drugs are terrible and blah 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 blah. Well, let me just enlighten some folks here that maybe are not really paying attention. Okay, drugs are everywhere. Every small town you go to in this country, drugs are there. Doesn't matter. There's going to be decent people. There's going to be your drug addicts. You're going to have the people that are taking advantage. That's just the way it is. That's reality. Okay. So it doesn't matter where you go. Now, do some places have a bigger drug problem than not? Yeah. All right. It happens. Um, you know, we would not have, and I want you to think about this. And this, I shouldn't. I got to be careful how I say this because I, I have to be careful how I say things. Let's just say I don't believe, in my opinion, my thoughts, that we would have a severe of drug problem as we do if it was not allowed to happen. Let's just say that. Hey, Troy, he says, hey, everyone. Been a moderate prepper for 17 months. Thank you very much for the support. I do appreciate that. But we don't make cocaine in this country. Cocaine comes from South America, right? Weeds everywhere. So that's that. Now they're legalizing it like crazy because it's a nice tax revenue source. Heroin. Where does heroin come from? You know, Afghanistan is where they got a lot of the poppy fields and stuff like that. So it's getting in here somehow, right? Certain hands are being greased, and that money is it's getting in here somehow. So those in authority are not just turning a blind eye; they are profiting off of it. Okie Ford said. Well, I didn't say that, you did. I didn't say that, you did. But yeah, somebody's making money off of it, or otherwise it wouldn't be here. And it's an unfortunate thing. Um, you know, I've said many times, a lot of times why people, and I'm not making excuses for anybody using drugs. I'm not, okay? But a lot of times what happens, alcoholism, drug addiction, those type of things, they're a mask, a band-aid for what the real problem is. But do we ever really truly address the real problem, right? Oh, nope, you got to go to drug rehab or you got to go to alcohol program and do all that type of stuff. But is the real issue ever addressed? Why? What is the underlying factor? What are you escaping from? Right? Here's Life can suck. Life can absolutely suck sometimes, but it can also be awesome if you let it be awesome. When you have all these issues and these things going on, or abuse or whatever the case may be, and that's why a lot of people will turn to different things to mask that pain, or to not have to think about it. I mean, I'll be the first to admit there have been times. I mean, and I'm not a big drinker, and I'll be the first to admit that I did 10 years of heavy drinking. I will tell you that right now. From 12 to 22, I did 10 years of heavy drinking. If I was in my car, okay, when I was driving back in the day, I had a beer between my legs. Not gonna lie, I heavy drinker back in the day. And then something happened, and and I just decided to stop, and I quit for a year and a half. And I'm not doing a oh yay is me type of thing, but I will tell you this: I generally get drunk maybe once, maybe twice a year. That's pretty much it for me. And I know that, like, I can think of one instance that happened. Amy was pregnant with the twins. I had lost a job, and I was having a little poor me pity party by myself. She was out, and I was home alone, and I got lit up, and I mean just tore up, lit up. But I knew I wasn't going anywhere. Wasn't planning on going anywhere, and I didn't. I just had the music on way too high and was drinking. And then she came home, and she said, what's, and then I had a little pity party for myself, and but I got up the next day. I said, okay, that's it. Pity party's over. Get right back on focus. We all are going to have those times. We're all going to go through stuff. Okay, but Ed, there's too much money at stake to stop the drug convoy. Yeah, you're right, Vlad. You're absolutely right. You know, but it's just we are not taking care of the people that have issues. Now, dealing with the alcoholism or dealing with the drug addiction absolutely has to be done. But unless you deal with the underlying issue of why, what turned them to that, what's going on, and there's good people out there that are not just looking to profiteer off of people's misery. There are good people out there. And like I said, I know when I was going through a lot of my issues that I was going through when I was younger. I had an uncle that he's passed now, but he lived in California, and he was a psychologist. And we had lengthy phone conversations. And he let me say my say, and then he would interject here and he would interject there. And, you know, it was amazing when you can look at what's going on from a different perspective, I guess is the right word. How you look at things differently, you react to things differently. And, you know, when I talk about hate, right? I've talked about hate before, and I've talked about the fact that hate only hurts the person who hates. So if you hate somebody because of their religion, or if you hate somebody because of the color of their skin, or you hate somebody because they did you wrong whenever, okay, whatever the case may be, that's a party of one, realistically, because 9 times out of 10, they're not thinking about you at all. Um, you know, being able to see there's a difference between you can forgive somebody and you can let it go. Does that mean you have to forget? No, you don't have to forget. But for your own well-being, for your own peace of mind, you got to let it go, because if you don't let it go, it will eat you alive. I've been there. I had two people that I hated. I mean, hated, like with a passion. And I wanted my revenge, right? I wanted my revenge. And that ate me alive. And with my uncle's help and talking with him, I resolved those issues. And everybody has a different way of doing it. Like what he explained to me was, you got to let it go, you got to give forgiveness. You don't have to forget what happened or anything like that, but you got to let it go for your own self. When you forgive somebody, what happens is you take this thing that you've been carrying and you give it back to them. And that's more of an abuse thing, when somebody has abused you. And so he said there's three ways that you can do it. You can write a letter, right? You can make a phone call, or you can go see the person face to face. Well, I'm a face to face kind of person, and it doesn't mean that I went in aggressive or any of that, because I didn't. I didn't. I had realized that I had to let this go for myself, for my own well-being, so I could have a life. And ever since then, I saw those two people and I dealt with it and I squashed it. And I've never hated anybody else. Now there's people I haven't cared for. We're all going to run into those, right? We're all going to run into people who go, I don't like that individual. You got to just let it, to me, I don't hate anybody. I just, if I don't care for someone, I just don't have nothing to do with them. I put them out of my life. I put them away because it's like it's a waste of time and energy. So, again, yeah, you take back the power. Don Hill just said, yep, and that's exactly what it is. For me, the only way that I can describe it when I went and confronted the one individual, this mountain that I had carried on my back for years and years and years, and this hatred and this wanting to see this person no longer walk in this earth, okay? When I gave that forgiveness to him, I took that mountain off my back and basically went, "Here you go, it's yours now." Now, did he fall down on his knees and say, "Oh my God, you're right. Yes, I did this, and I'm so sorry"? No, he didn't. He didn't. But for me, for my own self, it's not always going to go the way that you hoped it would. Okay, I'll be honest with that. But if you can let it go, letting it go is huge, and letting it go. And so like if somebody said to me, okay, what if that person's dead? They're not here anymore, and I can't go see them and talk to them. You can still write that letter. It's a way of release, and you can say the things that you need to say. Write the letter, and then if they're dead and they're in a buried someplace, and you can take it there and you can burn that letter. It's letting it go, and realizing what you don't understand. Okay, when you hate somebody, they have power over you, and who's given them that power? You have. So why would you give somebody that's done you wrong or hurt you, why give them that power? Why do that? You know, it doesn't make any sense to me. One of the most poignant lines that I saw it in a movie. Um, and there was, oh God, I'm trying to remember the name. It was A Bronx Tale. In that movie, The Bronx Tale, this kid owed this other guy $20. So he went to go chase him down, and the mobster guy calls him back. He goes, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Oh, that piece of crap. He owes me $20, and he's been dodging me and blah 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 blah." He said, "Listen, let it go." He goes, "So what? He owes you $20. He's never going to ask you for another dime again, and he's going to avoid you. So for $20, you got rid of a leech." And I just thought that was a great line. Hey, Karen, unresolved forgiveness is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Life is short, forgive. Exactly. Great statement. Thank you very much for sharing that. That's a great statement. But again, in that movie, like I said, and it was so perfect. And I've actually dealt with that in my life. I had a guy borrow $20. He was making more money than me, didn't pay me back, right? And then hit me up. What did he hit me up? Was 6, 7 months later, and he said, "Hey, man, Ed, listen." He goes, I want to ask you a favor." And I go, "Okay, what?" He says, "My taxes are coming up, and I need $600. Could you let me borrow $600 until I get my taxes, and I'll pay you back?" And I said to him, I go, "Well, Andy, let me tell you something." I said, "I'm not trying to be a jerk here, but I'm going to tell you like it is." I said, "You've owed me $20 for 2 years, and you never paid me the $20 back." I said, "What makes you think I would give you $600? And he did the old, "Oh man, don't be like that." I said, "Be like what? I'm not being like anything." I said, "Do I have $600?" I go, "Yep, I sure do. But guess what?" I said, "I'm not giving it to you because I don't want to give it to somebody that I'll never get it back from." And guess what? You know what the weird thing was? He never called me again. Never called me again. Isn't it amazing how that works? So, it happens all the time. I can't tell you how many times I've loaned people money and never got it back. I never do it twice. Well, exactly, and that's how you learn. That's unfortunately how you learn. But it happens. It happens all the time. But again, like I said, just it's really important. Like I said, I've talked about this before, and I want to bring it up. What do we got? 440 in the chat. We're at 179 on the thumbs up, guys. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you please to do so to show support for the channel. And thank you ahead of time for doing so. I do appreciate that. Really does make a huge difference with the algorithms. So thank you for doing that. The other thing, again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. If you're not getting notifications, and I talked about that a little bit earlier, asking people if they got notified, check your thing. What you might have to do is unsubscribe, resubscribe again, and then hit the bell notification again. It's part of the game that YouTube plays. They don't send out notifications, and it's a game. But we loaned my sister-in-law $1,600, never saw a dime. I considered it a stupid tax. Well, like I said, ADK, man, again, I'll bet she's never asked you for any money again, because she knows she's never going to get any more out of you. Those things happen. Those things happen, you know. So, but again, it's, there is a lot of good people out there. Excuse me. There's a lot of good people out there. And I really do believe that. I think there's a lot of good that gets done that's unrecognized. And the thing is, when hold on a second, let me get a drink. That's better. All right, but you know, I think there's and you doing good deeds doesn't mean you got to do it in the public eye and get the big old pat on the back and hear how great you are and how awesome you are. You can do good things for people without having to be out in forefront with it. You know what I mean? I just, to me, it's just, I try to do decent things for people if I can. Obviously a lot of it depends on what my finances are, but like I said, again, I try to treat people, I try to treat people the way I want to be treated. I sold a chainsaw to a friend for $75. I found out later he sold it for 150. Well, that's, good for him. I mean, was he trying to hustle you on that deal? But where's the Cheez-Its? They're all gone. They all got eaten. Actually, I'll tell you what. One of the things that I've been doing here, you know, strength wise, I feel pretty good. I've been, with obviously moving stone. It's quite the exercise, and it's a lot of physical stuff. Now, I will tell you this: my gut is too big. I will be the first to admit that. I got on the scale not yesterday, the day before, and I did not like the number that I saw. So I definitely am doing something about it. I mean, the exercise is the exercise. I mean, moving stone or whatever else I'm going to do, I'm going to continue to do that. Uh, and that's going to help drop weight that way. But watching what I take into my cake hole is a big difference too. And I'm trying to really cut down on what I'm taking in, and especially the sweets. I've gone a little crazy with the sweets. Uh, the older we get, the thicker the middle. It doesn't always have to be. I don't, it just we're not as active as we were when we were younger, and that's part of it. And if you still try to eat the same way, it doesn't work. Now you're working off more than you take in digging that bunker. Oh, the bunker itself. That's another whole project. It's a lot of work. Um, my ex-wife's boyfriend did me a favor in the long run. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Oh, I'm going to tell you what. It's. Thank you very much for the donation, Old Mud. I appreciate that. I did get your call, my friend, and I will be calling you back too, just so you know. I just been really busy. So I will be giving you a call back. But, for me, I don't know. It's funny you said that. I tell people, and I like the institution of marriage. I like the idea of marriage if it's a team effort. I really do. I think it's awesome if you have two people working together, instead of one of you working and the other one taking advantage. Uh, I, I will tell you what I've said to people through the years. You know, the biggest favor that my ex-wife ever did for me was leave. Um, I will always miss her. She was the love of my life. I'm not going to lie about that. I'll be 100% honest. But I would never take her back, just because I know what I'm getting. And it's part of life. It's a learning lesson that I learned. It was one that hurt. You know what I mean? It's one that hurt. And so, but at the time when she left, it was devastating. I am not going to lie. I lost. What did I lose? I think I lost 22 pounds in 20 days. That's the old, they call it the divorce diet. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. It was bad. It was bad. And, but now in hindsight, obviously, where my life has gone and where her life has gone, uh, you know, I look back and I'm like, man, thank God. I mean, thank goodness I dodged a bullet there, but it hurt at the time, but within 2 months, it started to see how better off it was. Yeah, 80K man, exactly. Um, you know, I ended up having my kids. I raised my kids. That was the most important thing with that. When you were with somebody and they don't want to be with you no more, um, you got to again, another one, you got to let it go. You know what I mean? It wasn't what I wanted, it was what she wanted. And, it's part of life, unfortunately. Sonia said, I lost 30 pounds after my divorce. I didn't have to do a lot of cooking. Oh, there you go. Well, that'll do it too. Stress is, Lisa says, how much do you weigh now? Okay, so I got on a scale the other day, and I've already dropped a few pounds since then. I'll be honest with you. I've already dropped a few. But I got on the scale and I hit 230. And that's not a number that is a good number. And so it's time to get things back under control. 230 is way too heavy. Uh, you know, I would like to. I do not own a scale. Why torture myself? Oh my goodness, that's awesome. I like that. I know that, like I said, I know that muscle weighs more than fat. That I do know too, and I know that, like, just by what I've been doing, physically, I know that I'm stronger. I feel stronger. My energy's better. It's just that, yeah, I definitely have gained some muscle mass. That I definitely know. But it's just, for me, it's just like I'm too heavy and I don't like it. I don't like the way I look. So, I can be strong as an ox, upper body wise, but if I'm got a great big old fat gut, I mean, that's not cool. So, doing something about it, and I'll keep you guys informed. I'll let you know. But yeah, 2 days ago I was 230. Uh, I've definitely dropped some already, and it's just a matter of, I mean, cutting the sweets out. Cutting the sweets out is, that's a key one right there. So, really trying to watch what I eat. I'm doing, how tall? I'm 6 foot, Dawn. I'm 6 foot, but I'm doing intermittent fasting as well. And some people say yes, some people say no to that. But I've done that before with really really good success. And but yeah, I just, like I said, my Achilles heel is sweets. That is my Achilles heel. So I'm really trying to, I'm trying to stay away from that, and really watch. Like I said, just watching my intake. What am I taking in? And yeah, if it works for me, do it. Yeah, like I said, I'm just. It's not like I'm just doing that. Again, I'm still doing the same type of physical stuff, uh, you know, that I was doing before. So, and like today, I did 2 loads of gravel today. I really like the way the roads look, and the one part, let's be clear. There's like, I just I look at the road and I'm just like, oh my God, it's never ending. What needs to be done? But again, uh, STD, right? Just working at it methodically, uh, and it'll get there. Dawn says I do intermittent fasting, uh, but yeah, it's you just like I said, it's how you feel. You gotta be happy in your own skin, and it's like right now. Okay, it, there's the whole thing where in our society now, you know, that people want to say, oh my God, you have to accept people, people 400 or 500 pounds, and they're not happy. I don't care what they tell you that they're happy. They're not happy. I mean, I know that when I hit a certain weight, I know how it affects me with breathing, with walking around, with any of those type of things, and you know, I only eat lunch and then maybe a small salad around 5 o'clock. Wow. Well, I see. I'm a grazer. That's kind of my problem too. I'm also a very when I'm bored, I eat more when I'm bored. I'll snack. So it's like it's not like I'll sit down and have some great big huge meal. I'll just like I have all kinds of crap right here. So like a lot of times what'll happen is I go, okay, I'm farting around online, I'm putting up videos, and then I'll snack. And I'll eat this, I'll eat that, I'll eat the other thing. And so that's probably my biggest problem that I and then of course that's all garbage that I'm eating there. So, I'm like I said, what I'm trying to do, if I say to myself, okay, here's your window, this is when you can eat. And if I do that and I eat at that point, and again, it's not like I'm going to gorge myself at that time period. It's readjusting how you eat, what you eat, and stuff like that. So like the last 2 days, I did 18 hours both days, and didn't eat anything for 18 hours. And then when I did eat, I ate sensibly, for that meal. And so I got on the scale this morning. I was down 3 pounds. So, you know, and it's just a matter of, it's just a matter of discipline. And so, you know, and I'm stubborn. So, fortunately, because at one time I was close to 300 pounds, I lost 150. Well, good for you. Congratulations on that. That's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, there's certain things you can eat. Like I could eat celery all day long, and I like celery. Small box of shredded wheat for you and maybe a treat for Helen. Well, thank you very much, Troy. I appreciate that. Yeah, shredded wheat is good. See, that's a good thing to eat because it's got all the fiber and everything like that in there. Thank you very much for the donation too, man. I do appreciate that. Um, I'd walk that hill 3 times a day. I walk that hill quite a bit, 80K man, and that's why I'm thinking. It's like I'm thinking that maybe my weight is a little deceiving because I know I can walk that hill with no problem. It's and I try to get out and walk and do those type of things too. It's just that, like I said, I have to discipline myself for what I'm taking in. You know what I mean? Like I said, I know upper body wise, I can feel the difference with what I've been doing. That way I feel really good. I feel really strong. I'm not sore. You know, I've done what 10 loads of gravel in about 10 days. So a couple. Like today I did two today. Yesterday I did one. It just depends on how I feel and also what the weather's doing. I was gonna do one on was it like Wednesday or something like that. I was gonna do a load then, but then it was raining. Whatever day it was, it rained. But and like I said, and I will tell you, I'll be honest with you. If I feel like I'm overdoing it, I'll take a day off here and there. I mean, I don't have a problem doing that either. But you know, hey Wendy, good to see you. Glad you were here. Have you tried the wheat crackers behind you with the horseradish cheddar cheese in the fridge? Okay, let's put it like this, Mac. All right, I'll show you. The other sleeve is gone. That's what's left. And the horseradish cheese in the fridge is all gone. Yeah, delicious. Absolutely delicious. Loved it. So please bring another one of those horseradish cheese when you come back down again, Mac, because they are awesome. That was awesome. But any plans for the garden and fruit trees soon? Good question. Thank you for asking. I do plan on start getting fruit trees in this year. I do plan on doing that, and I don't know how many we're going to get in. We're going to try. We're going to see what we can do um, that way. And as far as a garden, I would like to try. What we have to focus on getting the pavilion done first. Once the pavilion is done, the bunker is going to be an ongoing thing for forever and ever and ever. Amen. Right. So after the pavilion is squared away, I do want to start working on a greenhouse and get some things in that way. So yes, I do plan. I would like to have, a garden this year and do that type of thing. And we're just gonna have to, we're gonna have to see what we can do. I want to do a greenhouse because that way, your deer and all that type of stuff are not going to get in there, and that type of thing. So, but yeah, I want I. There's a lot that I want to get done this year. We're gonna have to see. Tractor Supply near me has apple trees for 38.99. They're about 6 foot tall. That's not bad. No, if they're 6 foot tall, that's a great price. Okie Forge, that's a great price. Yeah, I want to try to do that a little bit. Get some fruit trees going. I want, like I said, I want pear, apple, cherry, peach trees. I want to get all those things in and going, and any of those are tough. They're not, well, they're expensive. That price on, if you can get them for that price at Tractor Supply, that's awesome. Because I've never seen them that cheap for that tall of a tree. But it's going to be a process like anything else, and but we'll get there. We'll get there. Even if I just get a few trees in this year, get started with that. I'm okay with that. Too many deer where I am, though. They'll eat the apples. Ah, okay. Yeah, I've always been where there's a lot of deer too. Deer as well. And I just I'm gonna see. Like I said, I might do some trees. You know, the fruit trees in New York are doing really well, really really well. Yeah, I will be. Like I said, I'll be back up there. I'm not sure when exactly. I was hoping to head up in April, but we'll see. It's just going to really depend. But yeah, it's just I'm not 100% sure with that. Yeah, Philadelphia may not have fresh water within days due to chemicals. Well, do you notice that there is a lot of accidents, explosions? There was a chocolate factory that just exploded, and a few people were killed in that, unfortunately. And there's still people missing. So most likely they're probably not there. But it is Tractor Supply is having a big sale now on trees and gardening. Okay. Well, it is that time of year when people are really starting to get into doing it. So, but my local farm store just had a sale on fruit trees for $12.99 for 4 to 6 feet. Couldn't pass that up. Wow, that's pretty cheap. I will tell you this from personal experience. I bought saplings, right? Saplings are going to take years before you're going to get anything. So if you're going to buy a fruit tree, you want to get the ones that are about 6 foot tall, if you can, because in hindsight, the trees now up in New York are, really starting to produce, which is great, but it took forever because of that. And, so that's why, and again, so I'm going to be fighting the deer and that type of stuff for that. With the cherries, you got to be careful with those as well because the birds will come in and clean you out. But that's why you get the netting and stuff like that for them. But Nancy Wilson, Night Ed, you're a handsome man, one day at a time till the next chat. All right, Nancy, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you for the kind words. I know I'm not like hideous, but I don't know if I would use the word handsome anymore. Maybe when I was younger. Too funny. All right, we are at that time, guys. See, look at I'm on time tonight. Nobody had to remind me or anything. It is egg count time. So, yes or no for eggs, or yes or no for Miss Thickneck, and how many eggs do you guys think today? So, give you guys a moment to get your guesses up here. Time's flying by. I'll give you guys a moment to get your guesses. Uh, no, I want to be in a shape other than round this year. That's the goal. And I know I'll feel better with losing the weight, and that's important too. And like I said, I'm definitely active, so it's not like I'm sitting around. So all right, if you had the same exact guess, is Robert O'Connor, a nice Irish lad. Robert O'Connor with 8 eggs, and yes for Miss Thickneck, then you are absolutely correct. So congratulations, Robert. And they had a good day today. Now I'll tell you what. Now yesterday, when we didn't do an egg count yesterday, there was 1 egg yesterday. How weird is that? So, but they've been laying pretty well. Their production is definitely up. But yeah, Heather. I talked to Heather earlier today, and she's like, "Yeah, Dad, 8 eggs today, and Miss Thickneck laid." And I said, "That's cool." We have to accept the fact that we aren't young anymore. We can stretch and pull a butt muscle. Oh yeah, Don. There's no doubt. But I will tell you this, and this is I'm a big believer in this, and I've seen this over and over and over again. When you stop moving, when you stop being active, and you stop doing different things, that's when you end up with problems, and then you have issues. It's if you stay active. Yeah, are you going to be sore? Are you going to hurt? Yep, you sure are. Especially as you get older. Can you go like you did when you were 25? Nope, you can't. Um, I'll tell you what. I've seen the work ethic of these 25-year-olds today, and I think that I can outwork most of them. Let's just put it that way. I'm not too bad, not too bad a shape for an old man, even if I'm a little fat. So you should always stretch, though. I've learned that in martial arts. Yep. Oh yeah, that's definitely a good thing. Yes, my physical therapist told me that motion is lotion. Absolutely. Got to keep the pipes greased. Got to keep them going. Like I said, I've seen too many people stop, quit life, if you will, just sit around, not do nothing. When you are active and you're doing something, even if it's just walking. Um, Honestly, the absolutely best exercise that you could possibly do, the best exercise is swimming. There's not a better exercise for you than swimming. That's going to be the best one. Miss Molly's doing good. I know I miss her. I'm actually when I go up to New York, I'm definitely bringing Miss Sox back here, and I'm actually thinking about bringing Miss Molly as well. To be honest with you, I couldn't take Max because Max freaks out way too much with a move. He does not do well, and because he's been there as long as he has, I want him to stay there. But I would take Max with me too because I love Max. He was definitely my cat. So uh, Here's the funny thing when it comes to when people say to me, "Oh, I can't do this or I can't do that." Um, First of all, like I said, swimming is the absolute best exercise that you can do if you have joint, hip, any kind of issues like that. It's the best exercise because it uses the most muscles and it's very easy on the joints. So, there's that. Okay. If you can get out and walk, and let's say today you go out and you walk 100 feet out and you walk 100 feet back, or even 50, right? Tomorrow you go out and you walk a little further. And when I say a little further, it could be 5 steps further. And every day that you do that, you go a little further, you go a little further, you go a little further. Before you know it, you're taking quite a walk. You are not 6 foot anymore. You shrink in height after 55. I bet you're 5'10" now. Okay, whatever. I don't care. My God. Oh my God, that's awesome. Thank you for that. Yeah, Mark, I like that. He says he's in trouble. He peaked out at 5'5". Oh my God, that's too funny. Yeah, next thing you know, Mark, you'll be 5'3". I don't care how. Let's put it like this: I've been 6 foot my whole life. Um, if I've shrunk a little bit, I don't care. How's that? Okay, that's just. Uh, okay. The update: chemicals of concern feared to have spilled in the Delaware, including. Oh, geez. Again, okay. So I wanted to go back to talking about that. I wanted to go back to talking about that. You know, you have all these accidents, uh, water being contaminated, soil being contaminated, chemicals released in the air. Uh, you know, this fire, that fire, all these type of stuff going on. It's amazing to me. Um, are they all accidents? I'm not saying that they're not. They could be. Accidents are going to happen, but there's a lot of safety measures in place, and it seems like, and that's just my take, it seems like that there is a lot of accidents happening. So, Okie Forge says, I'm 6 foot tall and I was the run of my family. My brothers are 6'2", 6'3", and 6'4". Wow. Yeah. I actually have cousins that, because on my mom's side, I got height. On my dad's side, there is no height. So, my father was the tallest, my real father was the tallest man on his side of the family at 5'6". So, me getting to be 6 foot, I was pretty happy about that. Eddie's not quite as tall as me. He's almost as tall as me. But he's like, I showed him a picture when he was like 16, when I was 16. And it was like, postage stamp, boom, the same. I mean, he's like, oh my God, Dad. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, I was very, very skinny. Um, like I said, I came out of high school at 142 pounds. So I remember when I went to my 30-year reunion. And like I said, now we all had to wear our lanyards with our senior pictures so you can see what you used to look like, because we're all getting older, right? And the one guy had come up to me. I had my goatee was longer, I think, then too. I had my longer goatee on, and the one guy comes up to me and he looks at my picture and he goes, "Carswell?" And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Holy crap, man!" He goes, "You're a big boy now." I said, "Not in high school anymore." So yeah, cool like father like son. Exactly, exactly. Now Eddie's a good boy. Eddie's a good boy. But yeah, it's just I just I want to feel better. I want to look better, and so I'm doing something about it. I would encourage everybody if you know yeah, but Mark, you graduated at 117 pounds, but when you were 5 foot tall, that's pretty heavy for 5 foot tall, isn't it? I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing. Uh, Yeah, it was nothing to me. When 6 foot tall at 142 pounds, there was nothing to me. There was no fat on me, that's for sure. It's all about the shirt. Yeah, there you go. But no, I'll tell you what. Today, I shirt was off. Shirt was off today. I was out in that sunshine. It felt good. I graduated at 115. I'm 145 now, but I'm 5'7". Oh, okay. Well, that's still that's a good weight. That's a good weight. My daughter Heather looks just like me. She's a mini me. Yeah, it's weird how the genes will kick in, and like where Heather looks like me in the face, but she's got her mom's fair skin and she got her mom's blue eyes. And then Eddie got all of my dark features. I mean, he's got he had the brown hair, uh, black facial hair, just like me. Uh, brown eyes, dark skin. It's you never know how it's going to go and stuff like that. So I'm 6'3". My son is 6'8". He's as big as Pinball. Yeah, Pinball's a big boy, 6'8". When I first met him, I was like, "Holy crap! Look at the size of this dude." Well, because you always saw him sitting down. You know what I mean? So you didn't realize he was his. Ed, where's the reunion this? Actually, we'll see. What do we got next year? Right? Yeah, next year. Next year for me. Next year for me will be my 40-year reunion, and I'll go. I'll go just because. Why not? I went to the 20-year. I went to the 30-year. I think it's kind of neat. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, I'll go to the 40-year reunion. They'll probably do it, you know, up there sometime. Yeah, and I think about that, Nate. I think about that, and I go, holy crap! 40 years. Next year will be 40 years out of high school. Where did that go? Southeast native. I'm 5'7". My weight was 496, and I'm now 294. Congratulations. That's you dropped a lot of weight so far. A lot of weight. Congratulations on that. But anyway, let me see where am I at here. I got to be ready because it's almost time for shout out. So I want to make sure I got it here and I'm ready to go. Look at me trying to be more organized, kind of scary. All right. So when we're ready, that'll be ready. But 40 years this year for me. Yep. Yep. Well, I was held back a year. Otherwise, this would have been my 40 year. But I graduated in '84, so I should have graduated in '83. But yeah, got to keep me on schedule. That's right. All right. Well, I'm trying to be more. I'm watching, trying to watch more and do things in a timely manner because I don't like being yelled at. You guys are mean to me. You're bullying me. I need to go to my safe space and have a little cry. The ladies of the '80s were awesome. Oh yeah, I'm going to tell you what. Growing up in the '80s, oh my God, the big hair. I mean, it was yeah. It's funny. You look back at that and I just go, oh my God. Good times, good times. God, I had a lot of fun. You know what? I gotta say, life has been interesting. I've had my ups and I've had my downs, but I definitely have had an interesting life. Very, very interesting life. Some regrets, but you know, I graduated in '67. Wow, I don't know how many years, how many of my classmates are still alive. Well, I would imagine, yeah. Holy crap, that's a few years ago. That's a few years ago. Yeah, see. That's what the weird part of that is that you say that. Part of the curiosity for me, this weird morbid curiosity, um, to go back and see if anybody else is gone. In the last 10 years. Have we lost? Because we had really just one of the sweetest girls from high school. She was just the nicest, most down to earth girl. She passed away in her 20s because of cancer. And, so that part of it, when you heard that, we had another guy was killed in an automobile accident, had another kid committed suicide. He did it right. He was young though. He was in college, and he killed himself over a girl, which is, yeah, you look around and see who's all these old farts at the reunion. Oh my God, that's funny. Yeah, it's weird. You know what? I don't feel like I'm old. And I'm not really old, I don't think yet. I mean, I'll be 58 this year, but it's like I don't feel it. You know what I mean? And it's like, and I look at it, and I look at the time, and I look at the twins, and I go, where did that time go? It seems like yesterday they were born, and they'll be 22 this year. And I look at Josh, and Josh will be 28 in January, and I just go, holy crap, holy crap. You don't look old. Well, thank you, Sonia. And no wrinkles. That's the good thing. See, I don't have the wrinkles, so that definitely helps. I got that from my dad. My dad did not look his age until he was up in his 80s. Then he really started looking his age. So, all right, let's do these shout outs, guys. So, I'm behind now. It's 1 minute behind. Icky Can, up in Canada, real good guy. I would ask you to please support him. Angry Prepper was Jason, real good guy. I guess he's down right now in Mississippi. Somebody had mentioned that today that he was down there in Mississippi. You have Alaska Prepper, who was Rudy, another really good guy. Definitely support him as well. There's Alaska Granny. You have Sean James with the Sean James channel and My Self Reliance, two different channels, same guy. Great information. Watching him build and do his things that he's doing with his cabin is amazing. I wish I had the skills that he has. He is really, really cool. We have Demcad. There is Corporal's Corner. You have Bjorn Hansen. There is 80K Man, who is in the chat up in the Adirondacks. There is Bizarizajizza, who does the Carrington Chronicles. Interesting story. So definitely check him out as well. Marfugal News with Adam and Dax out on the West Coast in Seattle, doing their thing out there. Really, really good guys. Definitely support them. Magic Prepper. There is Wranglestar, and that is Cody. And he's got a lot of good information on his channel. You have Red Poppy Ranch. There's Survival Lily. There is Kyle's Cabin. That's Kyle and Sierra doing their thing up in Minnesota. Nice young couple up there. Bush Radical and Girl in the Woods. Husband wife team, two different channels. A lot of good information with them. They split their time between Michigan and Alaska. You have Green Greg's. Really good guy, Green Greg's. A lot of good information when it comes to gardening and stuff like that. So definitely check him out. Southern Prepper 1 with his Boots on the Ground series. Giving you all the information and, letting you do what you're going to do with that. Gray Man Prepping. There is St. Bernard Acres with Joe. You have Doug and Stacy. Doug and Stacy have a great channel. A lot of good information on their channel as well. The Nomadic Movement. They're down in Panama. Nice young couple down there doing their thing down there. The Green Dream Project out in Arizona. Living out in the desert and showing you how to do it the right way. Camping with Steve Wallace does stealth camping. A lot of fun to watch him. Bush Doctor Survival. There is Monkey Works. You have the Needy Homesteader. She's been around quite a while. Good channel there. Boss of the Swamp. He's been around a long time as well. You have Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. Another good channel. A lot of good information. Any information you want in the Grand Solar Minimum, that type of stuff, he will tell you about that. Let's see. You have Patera with the Appalachian Homestead. There is City Prepper. You have Lumina Acres, Suspicious Observer, Bear Independent, The Uneducated Economist. There is Bushcraft Bear in the Canary Islands of La Palma. You have Mary Greeley News. She's giving you all the latest information on what's going on with Yellowstone, the earthquakes, and all that type of stuff. Adapt 2030. There's Malachi's Corner. You have Ice Age Farmer. If you want to get your weather, there's only one guy to get the weather from. Look at my phone. I forgot to kill the volume on it. We're almost done. Um, Ryan Holiall, great guy, gives back to the community huge. I heard that he raised over $100,000 for the people in Mississippi, which I thought was amazing. Really, really good guy, and he's a good weatherman too. So then you have Russell Brand. Some of you don't like Russell Brand. I've heard from some of you that don't like Russell Brand, but I like him. I like the information that he gives. He's sharing the information, and he lets you make a decision of your own determination if you believe it or not. That's how it should be. Deep South Homestead, another really good channel. The Outsider. There is the Fit Farmer. You have Prep Rebel. Simple Life Reclaimed. There is Townsend's, the Prepared Mind. You have Pinball Preparedness down in Tennessee, East Tennessee Preparedness, the Economic Ninja, and last but not least, Little House Off Gritty. They are also in Tennessee. A lot of good information out there, guys. A lot of good channels. People look at things differently, different perspectives, and I think that that is important. And I think that we need to be doing that. We need to look at things open-mindedly and kind of go from there. And so, like I said, there's a lot of good information out there. So just check those things out. If you don't like them, then just don't subscribe. So, but Dawn Hill says, I love Russell Brand. I like him too. I'm not going to stop shouting out Russell Brand because I have 2-3 people tell me that they don't like Russell Brand. If you don't like Russell Brand, then don't subscribe to his channel. That's simple. There's over 6 million people that are subscribed to his channel. So he must be doing something right. You know what I mean? I give him a lot of credit. He was a heroin addict that turned himself around. And anybody that does that comes from that depth of addiction and turns their life around. I think that they should be applauded. I really do. So sounds like a cereal. Oh my God, that's funny. Yeah, I find him entertaining. Absolutely. So, but and he's very open. That's what I like about Russell Brand too. He's very open about it. He doesn't hide the fact that he did have a drug problem and that he got himself squared away. And he's more holistic, now and stuff like that. And I think that that's great. I think sometimes, what I've seen happen a lot. So for me, okay, what I did back in the day when I got away from a lot of the bad things that I was doing, I put my energies into the gym. So I worked out all the time. I got a better high working out at the gym than I ever did off of any drug that I've ever done. Okay. And, it is, Steve says, we are the same age. At all of my son's friends called me old man. What the F? Well, that's when you tell them you'll kick their young, scrawny butts, Stephen. That's what you tell them. And when you can back it up, they don't say those type of things. I'm just giving you a hard time. But it's I put my energy into the gym when I got away from that, and I loved it. I worked out all the time. I ended up becoming an instructor at a gym, and I had a blast. I loved doing that, and like I said, the way it made me feel, the way it made me look. People turn to different things. They have to. Most people have to have a vice. Most people have to have a vice, and so they will turn from that. And I'm not slamming this. Okay, please don't take this as a slam. But a lot of time those heavy duty drug addicts, alcoholics, they get cleaned up, they get sober, and they turn to religion. And then they become addicted to religion. And, as long as it turns them into a decent person, I got no problem with it. You know what I mean? But that's what ends up happening. See, for me, my focus and my energy now, it's in prepping and living off grid and making this community that I'm trying to make down here. So that gives me a purpose. We all need a purpose. We all have to have dreams. We all have to have hope. And you know, Without hope, you got nothing. You got nothing. So if you don't have, yeah, lots of people trade one addiction for another. Exactly. That's exactly right, and that's what they do. But it's like if you don't have hope, then you have absolutely nothing, in my opinion. When you know, I'm going to be honest with you, okay? So next month will be 1 year since I there. I'm trying to put a group together down here in West Virginia. If anybody would like to be part of the group, remember that I did that whole thing, and I had a whole bunch of people showed up here. Okay, and that was our first time getting together, and so some of the people came back, obviously, and some did not. I remember talking to one guy, and I said to somebody else, I said, "That dude won't be back." And they're like, "Really? I thought he was really, really good, you know?" And I'm like, "No." I said, he seemed okay and he seemed nice enough. I said, but he's not going to be back. I guarantee it. And he wasn't. He never came back. I never heard from him again. That is okay. You know what I mean? It's not for everybody, but it is. Mark, you're already part of the group, Mark. But we do have a height requirement, so you're going to have to wear some heels from now on to get you a little bit taller. I'm just being an a hole. So, um, but anyway, when I was doing this, I was like, how's this going to work? You know what I mean? And I've learned. You know what I mean? I've definitely learned. It's a learning curve. Um, you know, yeah, high heels and steel toes. Exactly, exactly. You learn, and I think now I got a fantastic group of people, and I'm not just saying it because some of them are in the chat. It's because I believe it. We've put together a pretty good team so far. There will be more people, obviously, down the road, and I think that'll be great. And it's just, it's neat to see this dream coming together and seeing these people that were strangers that are now family. And some of you will go, oh, that's not blah, blah, blah. I don't care what you say. We are a family. That's what we're putting together down here. We are people that have each other's back, that legitimately care about each other. If somebody has an issue going on, we're going to check on them. We're going to see make sure they're okay, and that type of stuff. And that's pretty cool, I think. That's just me. And family does not always mean blood. It's who's got your back in a tough situation. And I'm going to tell you what. We have one lady. I'll give you an example. Okay, um, she can't do a whole lot physically. She's the oldest member of our group. She's 67. Okay, so she can't do a lot physically. But what she said, she goes, "I can cook." And so when we get together and we're working on our Saturday, she brings lunch for everybody on Saturday, every Saturday. And I'm going to tell you what, good food tastes fantastic. And when it's been cold and crappy, having a nice hot meal has been awesome. So, where other people would think, oh, well, she's 67, she's not an asset. She's an asset. She has made these winter months so much better when we're doing the work that we're doing down here. Now, there's, people that can't do a lot physically, and that's okay too. It's just it's melding together of who can do what. You know what your strengths, your weaknesses are, and you work together. And I just think that that's important. And you got to realize that everybody has worth, and that's part of it too. Everybody has worth. So, all right, we're getting way behind here. We are Legion because we are many. See, I get talking. It's what happens. We are Legion. We are many. We're all over the world. We're all over the country. Where is everybody from tonight? So where is we got Franklin County, Ohio, Ulster Park, New York, Waterloo, New York. We have Inverness, Florida with Clyde and House. Philip is in the house. Hello, Philip from Melbourne, Australia. Janet from BC, Canada. We have Connecticut with Awesome Sauce. Fort Worth, Texas with Sonia. Wisconsin with Janet. Tucson, Arizona with Angela. Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. We have Suffolk, Virginia with Rebecca. Missouri and the Ozarks with Delbert. Houston, Texas. Leesburg, Florida with Joan. We have Ontario, New Mexico with Nate. BC, Canada with Kathy. We have Maryland with Stephanie. Trenton, Florida. West Virginia with Morning Light. Nowhere, Oklahoma with Okie Forge. Scott County, Virginia with Midway Farms. Ozark Hillbilly, Arkansas, very nice. Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Uh, let's see, Messenburg, Pennsylvania. Oh, Mark. Ugh, Mark. You know I love you, brother. We have Nate in New Mexico. Warrensburg, New York with Village Homestead. Kearney, Nebraska with David. Bumstead, Florida with Frederick. The UP of Michigan with Dawn. Northeast Nevada with Dot. RE Gold in North Carolina. Let's see. Bay of Islands, Newfoundland, Canada with Mar. West Central Ohio with Dale. Southeast Ohio with Fronia. I don't know if Frania. I don't know if I said that. I apologize if I said your name wrong. Let's see. Upstate New York with Debbie. We got Old Mutt in near Monticello, New York. Central Iowa with Robert. Scottsdale, Arizona with Southwest Native. So, it is, we're all over the place, guys. All over the country, all over the world. We're a huge, huge network of people. We're the ones that are awake. We're the ones that can make a difference. And I think it's important that we try to do so. I really do. It's, I'll be honest with you. I love this lifestyle. I love doing what I do. Today, when I got done with everything today, it was nice outside. I did an outside shower today, and God, that felt so much better. I love that. I love that. Water's a little cold, but that's okay, and it's very refreshing that way, though. I really, really like doing it that way. We got Richard in Union City, Pennsylvania. So, but yeah, I love an outdoors doing it like that. The egg count was 8 eggs today, and yes for Miss Thickneck. So, but anyway, guys, I want to thank my moderators who do an absolutely fantastic job keeping the chat clean. Very much appreciate what you do for me, ladies and gentlemen. It means a lot, really does. So, thank you. I appreciate all you guys being here. It's a lot of fun. We have good talks, and hopefully we learn something. Maybe you don't. I don't know. Maybe you don't like me. That's okay too. It doesn't. Whatever. I have that effect on people. Um, but anyway, you know, what was I like lost my train of thought here all of a sudden. Man, I am tired. I am not gonna lie, I am tired. Remember, guys, we truly are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. As soon as we can figure that one out, uh, we're going to be in much, much better shape. And that's important. We got to stop letting them divide us. We got to come together. We got to work together. And I think that's important to do so. As long as we can do that, we're going to be in better shape. We really will be. Um, Also, remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really, really important that we tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel. Last but not least, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only person that is going to stop you from reaching your goals is you. That's it, nobody else. Stay away from negative people that want to bring you down, and you're going to be in much, much better shape. That's important. Now, you haven't heard nothing from Hella all day because she's been out with me all day, and she is wiped out too. So she's in there sleeping. Um, Stay focused, guys. Keep prepping. Keep taking care of your business. That's important. We never know when that other shoe is going to drop. We don't know what that other shoe is going to be. But when it happens, I don't think it's going to be pretty, no matter what. And I have a weird feeling that's going to be completely unexpected and come out of left field, and that's not going to be any fun either. But just take care of what you can take care of, control what you can control, take care of your families, look out for them. Okay. So anyway, guys, be safe. I will see you all in the next one. Prepper Nurse One, out for now.